fellas, don't drink that coffee. You'd never guess. There was a fish in the percolator. Sorry.
So anyway, hi. So once again, my name is Scott Meany of PureFiller.com, and with me as always...
Hi, I'm Matt from Sidecast.
Matt from Sidecast. He has no last name, so we're just going to go with that, apparently.
I have one, but it's so hard to pronounce that I don't even bother telling people what it is anymore.
Fair enough. Anyway, so we're going to get back into Twin Peaks, so you should be joining us right now. We're on the Netflix run of Twin Peaks, Season 1, Episode 1. It's the hour-and-a-half-long pilot, and we will be at... we're at 0-0, but I guess the easiest way to describe it is like it is half black, half light before the bird in the intro appears on screen. So you should.
The light is just fading onto the robin as we are paused.
You should have maybe just heard dung.
Yes.
All right, that's the best we can go. So we'll count it down. Unfortunately, Mike Nelson and the Riff Tracks guys have copyrighted the idea of that robot that just says lines midway through. So.
I was going to say, don't mention them, dude. Don't mention a superior commentary show to ours.
Well, we love this show, so we're not ripping on it. So it's totally different.
Fair enough, although there will be some ripping on it because, it is Twin Peaks.
Fair enough. All right, so I guess we'll count this down.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, such a happy bird.
I love this song.
Fade to smokestacks. And so, since the show that will not be named, I will just go ahead on record again and say that I don't hate the music to this show, but I find it really jarring with the scenery that goes on during the show.
I feel like that's the point, though, man.
I agree, and in that it succeeds, but it does make me feel like, oh, God.
Like, I love everything about this because this show aired opposite another show called 30-something, which I've actually never seen, but apparently was exceedingly popular. Like, Twin Peaks did well its first season and then bombed miserably off the air after this season.
Yep.
But 30-something was this extremely melodramatic show where, like, all these, like, soap opera tropes were being taken seriously in a primetime drama setting. And, like, David Lynch and Mark Frost wanted nothing to do with it. So they created this show, which is half madcap comedy, half murder mystery, and half extreme tropey soap opera.
150% of pure awesome in this damn show.
God, right.
And again, I will say this is the show that, at least for most people, made people aware of David Lynch and his style of filmmaking, which if you've never seen this before or have just recently watched it because you decided to listen to this show, you'll know is a really weird style of filmmaking.
And I'm a huge David Lynch fan, but I would not blame anyone for not being a huge David Lynch fan.
Yeah, fair enough.
And the great thing about this show is that you have Mark Frost, the guy who created Hill Street Blues, at all times jumping on David Lynch's craziness with a wet blanket. Like, every time he wants to go off the rails, Frost is right there to be like, yeah, that's great. But like,
he lets him go right to the rail, though. He just never lets him jump off.
You know what? This show always has a consistent plot.
Yes.
Like, they will never do a thing in Twin Peaks where suddenly Dale Cooper, like, disappears and becomes a different character, and that character is played by a new actor with a different name and a whole new cast of characters.
But talking to you, they kind of did, though, with the movie that came out afterwards, right?
Kind of a bit.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could just...
Not to a Lost Highway level, all right? How about that? Now let's all shut up in honor of Pete Martell, the greatest character.
David Lynch movies I've seen that I enjoyed. Once again, are they seals or are they ducks? You'll never know. And again, enter the one hot lady in this entire show.
You're out of your damn mind if you don't think Audrey was smoking hot.
Audrey looks attractive. I will not lie. She also looks like a poofy-haired version of my cousin Mel. So I have this real big disconnect there.
You're out of your mind. The Audrey Horne, Sherilyn Fenn, I had never thought of previously or after this show, but my God, man.
I mean, maybe
I'm not usually an ogler, as they say.
Maybe, and I don't mean this in any racist way, maybe it's because she's like the one character that looks like she does not belong in this damn town, and that is by choice. That is the whole, aesthetic they're going for. But, I think she's cute despite her high pants, 80s business suits that she wears in this show.
And that Clark Kent haircut.
Yeah, you know what? I do find Asian women with short hair to be particularly attractive, but not when they got enough gel in it that you could break a coconut over their head. Here we go. What did you say? He was drunk as shit or high as shit during this scene?
Constantly. Apparently on set, Pete Martell, the actor whose name escapes me right now, was destroyed.
That's fantastic.
Also, he's the main character from Eraserhead, which I didn't recognize until someone pointed out to me after the fact.
You know what? I was actually wrong before. The weirdness has already started, and I'm not talking about the corpse. I'm talking about the foghorn that's going off when there's clearly no fog.
God. Unfair.
And then you got this guy mouthing his words before he talks to anybody. Put Harry on the horn. The worst character, not the sheriff,
Lucy.
Lucy. Thank you.
I think you're wildly wrong, and that's because you haven't seen season 2 of this show.
Okay, fair enough. Again, for the record, for the first time for the record, since the old record got destroyed, I have only ever seen season 1 of this show. And I have not seen the film Fire Walk with Me either.
We should point out that we tried to film this already, and a power outage shut us down halfway through the first episode, so we're redoing it. So every time Matt goes, again, he has never said these words to you before.
Because Matt had the brilliant idea to record during a fucking dying hurricane. Because Matt sometimes doesn't make the best calls. I've restarted playing the game Alan Wake. And I'm not going to talk much about Alan Wake, just that the whole police staff, I really didn't realize how much of that they copied from the show until this exact moment.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, like the building looks exactly the same, and though the lady is older in Alan Wake, she is Lucy. She's Lucy 30 years from now.
Absolutely.
I do find it weird that the sheriff never wears a badge.
Why should he? There's like 4 people in this town.
I know. It just seems like a trope they would go for in this show. I am the coroner, as well as the only doctor in this town. Here we go. The true hero of the story enters the stage. Andy, you are the worst.
I love Andy.
You're supposed to. As Mr. Plinkett would say, his character was created by sympathy scientists at Pussy University. Like, it's not like this doctor and this sheriff are two hardened individuals, you know what I mean? So why is Andy cracking the hell up?
I love it.
Sheriff, you might want to fire Andy. And now I noticed that his badge is on his jacket. That's why he didn't have it in the courthouse. I guess I'm a fool. Oh, that Andy. What will I ever do with him? Well, I guess we better look at the face at least, huh, guys? No gloves. No checking that plastic for any prints. Just let's straight tamper with all this evidence here.
Well, hey.
Again, can't help but feel that if the If the hotel had security cameras in the parking lot, the mystery would have been solved right away.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Ah, my Crunchies cereal. Not by the Kellogg's Company, of course.
Laura!
Hi, Laura!
Laura! Now, Mother of the Year award goes to... Laura!
Walt! Walt!
Mrs. Palmer, were you aware that your daughter was a prostitute?
Yeah, there's a lot that Mrs. Palmer was not aware of, even in light of things that come to light in Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, which...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's even dumber in the movie?
No, it's just that's one of the things I don't... we won't talk about it yet, but like there's things in Fire Walk with Me...
Hang on, this scene right here, that is the... Look where that chair is.
The middle of the room.
It's nowhere near where a chair should be in a kitchen. I like to get my back rubs right by the stove.
The owls are not what they appear.
No, I always wondered what the general from SG-1's home life was like, and now I know. Really weird.
Yeah, well, this is what Dana Scully grew up in. Nerd reference.
In all fairness, if you're not catching these references, then you probably aren't watching or listening to this. Once again, very Christian family. She's holding a Bible, and she's got Vishnu.
No, that's the phone book, isn't it?
Is it? Okay. Still, I kind of find it weird that there's a statue of Vishnu there.
You won't if you caught season 2. The Colonel's an interesting dude.
Okay. All right. So, Matt's just making an ass out of himself, not knowing the full material. But then again, this is the pilot of the show, so. And yeah, I guess I should state for the record that it has been a long time since I watched this season in its entirety. A very long time.
Okay.
There we go, Scott's hot throb walking on stage.
All right. In fairness, they change her haircut later in this season and in season 2, and she is very hot. All right. This does not.
I'm not arguing.
This does not count.
She is not an ugly woman by any means. She just hits way too close to home for it to be, boner inspiring for Matt. That's all I'm saying.
I'm never the one to be like, that's an attractive lady. Let's talk about it at length. It's not my thing. But I will just throw this in here for Cheryl and Fenn. Pretty attractive lady.
And he will throw it in for her, if you get my meaning.
I hear what you did there.
Some really weird times, the late 80s, early 90s, where the men wear their pants really low and the women wear their pants really high.
It's very Her.
Haven't seen that movie yet.
Doesn't matter, you're aware of the high pants thing, just go with it.
Yeah. All right. Can you answer me this question? What are these Norwegians here to do?
They're here to potentially invest and purchase either the Great Northern or real estate nearby.
Okay. Then I thought as much. It's just kind of hard to follow with all these scenes. Also, apparently Norwegians don't touch their breakfasts.
Well...
Dude, there's nothing better than good feeling air sex. Bring out the gods! That might actually be her. I don't know.
It could be.
It really looks like her.
No, you're talking about Lily Tomlin, right?
Yes.
No, that is not Lily Tomlin.
Damn. Science and technology. Mrr. Although, granted, this is a hell of an impressive hotel, and if I'm ever at this actual town, I would like to go there.
It is a real town.
And a real hotel, at least it was. I don't know if it still is there, though. Laura! Now, is it normal to take personal calls in the lobby like that?
I feel like it's an emergency, man. It's an emergency.
Nah. Yeah, again, not again, but for the fact, just being in 2014, to think back, well, God, 25 years ago, I guess people didn't have cell phones.
No.
Huh? If somebody died, it was a real pain in the ass to try to hunt somebody down and let them know about it.
Yep.
That's a terrible day and age.
I gotta say, credit where credit's due. I do feel like my heart does kind of break for Laura Palmer's parents, and it's weird.
Oh,
to say,
yes.
It's weird to say that Ray Wise did a hell of an acting job, even though I love Ray Wise. But man, he knocks it out of the friggin' park in this show.
Look, there's. Oh man, not to get too real here. I know from experience how just watching a parent watch them bury their kid, how you might want to thrust yourself on the casket. However, riding it like a freaking mechanical bull might be a little over the top.
Perhaps.
That is the most malfunctioning freaking burial equipment I have ever bore witness to. A guy literally yells out, "It's gone haywire." When something like that breaks, it just drops. It doesn't decide to go back up and down on its own.
Nope, that's what happens.
Okay, fine.
That's exactly what happened.
I think Daddy Palmer had his finger on the button and wanted to go for a ride. And also, yeah, if you're the mother of any child and that's how you had to hear through a cop on the other end of a phone.
Oh, yeah, brutal.
As your husband was getting the information, that's brutal as shit. Although that's probably not the reaction. You'd probably just kind of crawl up into a ball and go comatose.
Well, I guess that really depends on you. Meanwhile, the worst character. That's unfair. Bobby is not a great character, but he's certainly not the worst.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Cafe. Wow, what a knock. He's a racist, too. Oh, Sally, you sure can choose him in this show, can't you? Wow, did you see that? Here's 30 cents for the coffee.
Well, Twin Peaks also takes place in an alternate universe 50s, I think.
Yeah, judging by the decor of this dude, I think you're correct.
Well, that's the thing. There's another part of every David Lynch production ever where I always feel like David Lynch has never been cool in his life.
That's obvious. And there's no way he could have been.
The closest approximation he has to knowing what cool is like Fonzie. So that's why every movie has 50s tropes in it, and all the bikers and badasses in town always hang out in cabaret clubs for some reason.
Yeah. Bizarre.
Something badass, like a cabaret club. David, I don't know if that's necessarily...
They're all doing coke and dressed like cowboys. Genius!
At this point, it'll be a really haunting cabaret song. David, I don't know if this is as much a part of regular American life as it is yours.
All right, I take it back. I like this song.
Oh, yeah. I like the whole soundtrack.
Yeah. And come walk with me, tee-hee.
Even though Bobby's not the worst character, I do loathe Bobby and Shelley.
Bobby's a pretty bad character.
Bobby's pretty bad. You didn't see season 2 when Big Ed's wife...
Not yet, I haven't.
Yeah.
Bobby, though, is the king of the freak out. Here we go. These are the worst 2 adulterers of all time. Like, bad. Of all time. To think that her boyfriend might not come back, so let's just go to the house.
Husband, worth noting, lives there.
That's right. That's right. She is married to him. Just saying, worst adulterers of all time. I'm aware. I delivered her. It's a good question because nobody really knows. The body's, like, despite being dead, is in perfect condition.
Yeah.
Like, they caught her at that rare moment where all of her features have now turned blue, but there's not an ounce of rigor mortis.
Nope.
So, like I said, if there was just a security camera at the hotel we should check, we could probably find the killer right now before he skips down.
I think she might have, like, neck bruises, maybe, but, like, very specific.
You know what, let's take a look.
Nope.
She's got blue lipstick on. that was the cause of death.
She got the Joker brand lipstick.
Love that Joker. Thanks, Mute Doctor. Appreciate you lifting the curtain and all to, show her dead head. Appreciate it. Ambiance.
Meanwhile, while Joan Cusack was busy.
There's either a lot of growth hormones in the food in Twin Peaks, or the student body is really stupid and just, like, repeat the year forever.
Yeah. Well, it was supposed to be a college.
That would make more sense. But why would a college be there? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. That explains how, like, Shelley's married and, Bobby's still in high school, like, and then everyone seems to have the autonomy to go wherever they want in town.
Look at this guy hang out. Yeah, fuck us. See you later, pal. Thanks for being in the show.
I was an extra in Twin Peaks. I was the best extra. What do you think, Greg Opie used?
Oh, dude, yeah.
I hate him.
This show is just weird from, like, minute 1.
It's not a fist bump, but okay. Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah. It's an 89 fist bump, man. What do you want? Yeah. Anywhere in North America.
Oh, man, are you making a chief from Carmen Sandiego?
She looks like it could be the chief's grandmother or mother, dude.
I was about to say it, but I just thought I would be a bigot if I said such a thing.
Why? I loved Carmen Sandiego.
No, I thought it immediately. I was about to say, we need it in the office. We're looking for Carmen Sandiego.
Great detective work, gumshoes.
Salute the warrant. Laura Palmer's killer. Do you work for the police office? No, I'll never be seen again.
Hey, God. The best, worst reaction to being told somebody is dead is about to happen. And there it goes! Oh, I love that scene. I love it so much. Nobody in the history of the world has ever reacted to somebody being told their friend is dead that way. Nobody. Oh. That dude.
What do you think? Hydrocephalic Terminator?
Oh God, it's This dude puts off a real 90210 vibe in a very horrible.
He's a 90210 Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's definitely
Yeah.
what he looks like. He looks like the crappiest version of Arnold Schwarzenegger's body double.
Cyberdyne Systems modeled 90210. Fucking terrible. The most illegal interrogation of all time. You can tell he's not impressed because of his high cheekbones. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Okay, that was racist.
Meanwhile, Roger Podacter looks on, wondering where Snowflake is going.
Like, they fully intend to arrest him. So they're interrogating him before they slap the cuffs on him to then go interrogate him after they tell him he has the right to a lawyer. This whole scene seems very illegal.
Again, remembering the fact that, like, moments before this hit the air, this was a college show about someone over 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And Bobby could still technically be over 18 years old.
Yeah.
Because
But
in season 2, him and Audrey have, like, major jobs. Like,
yep.
And, like, it's just said that they kind of drop out of high school, but, like, it doesn't make any sense in the timeline. It's like, that's weird.
But that's the thing. They didn't go with that. And in this, like, the furthest this can be, I'm guessing this is in Maine, right? Because they're right on the Canadian border.
It's kind of sort of implied, yeah.
Okay. Well, everywhere in the Northeast, if you're still a student, you're still technically a minor, unless it's a murder charge. But that's after you're proven that you were responsible for a murder. This went from we have to ask you for some questions, fully knowing they're going to arrest him, to provoking him, to then arresting him because they provoked him. It's pretty mean.
You know what? You have to also remember that there's the other thing that the Fire Walk with Me movie touches on. This is also small town justice, and they could be way, way worse.
Oh, fair enough. But
and the Twin Peaks movie actually goes to an alternate version of Twin Peaks where the whole town is evil and the police are completely non-cooperative with the FBI. So it kind of shows the other end of this.
Fair enough. But as it stands right now,
oh, true.
It seems to clash against the overall arcing story of the characters of the sheriff and Andy. Like, you know, maybe Chief Never Smiles might be the hard cop in this town, but you can't just flat out do shit illegal in front of the other cops.
You know
I
what?
mean, it's kind of wrong.
You leave Hawk alone.
What's that? Is that his name?
His name is actually Hawk.
That's fantastic. You sure they didn't just go the easy route and say Chief J Strongbow? I want you to come to me. I like how his switch panel looks like one of those old-timey, like, cigarette dispensers.
Oh, yeah.
Again, that never happened in my school.
Oh, that would definitely happen.
Not in my school.
Nah, man, definitely. If a student died midway through, especially in one of these sheltered, nobody ever gets hurt towns like this one.
Okay, maybe the small town idea, yeah. I mean, you know, not to be totally get real here. We had a kid last 3.5 years, almost graduated, then unfortunately died of, leukemia. And they freaking canceled class for us. Well, I mean, and he was in our class.
That's super dark and darker than we should be getting here.
I'm sorry.
But I'm just going to throw out that was a long-standing disease that he had versus, like,
a murder,
the sudden murder of one of
the horrible murder, possible rape murder of, the beloved, Yeah. Let's just face it, blonde hair, blue-eyed, all-American dream.
Yep.
Peggy Smith has gone missing. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The name is actually Peggy Consuelo. Why is the doctor rubbing Mrs. Palmer's arm in the most awkward way possible?
They're all friends. It's like a 10-person town.
It's a really small town, man.
Really small town.
It's also very interesting that in this shot there are at least 3 pictures of Laura Palmer, all taken in the same year of her life.
Oh, shut up. Come on now. Come on now.
Do you know anyone who does that?
I guess if your daughter's the prom queen, you take a lot of photos of her.
I don't know. She didn't make it to prom.
She still was the prom queen. It counts.
All right, Doc, let off my arm. You're creeping the hell out of me. Look, this is a show where you're supposed to analyze every little bit of every little scene. So these are just things I'm noticing.
Fair.
You know David Lynch had a reason to do this. The reason may never make it into the final cut of the show, but you know there was a reason at some point. I'm sorry, there's one child picture. Okay, fair enough. At least there was enough thought to not make it totally ridiculous. Like this lady's haircut.
Also unfair. It was the 90s.
Yeah. Did we ever find out when this started filming?
1990. Oh,
it was
filming?
1990. Okay.
They probably started filming in 89.
In 89. That's probably where I'm getting it. That's probably why I was getting it confused. No, it's just another book that says diary in her room there, Hawk. Is that her duck? Is that her tissue box?
Being very gentle with the man who just lost his daughter, man. What's the matter with you? What the hell's wrong with you?
There's her diary? Yeah, that's totally gentle. Hawk doesn't know how to be gentle. He's too damn manly for that.
Hawk is too manly for everything.
Oh, wow. Look at this expensive piece of hardware. This couldn't possibly be full of evidence. All right, this isn't the jump scare moment, is it?
No.
No, that's later.
That's way later.
Yeah.
I will say the great thing about Twin Peaks is it has wonderful, out-of-nowhere jump scares that are actually horrifying.
And they're not horrifying as in what you're seeing is grotesque. They're horrifying because no one in a sane, sound mind would expect the smash shot to that.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
There's also there's a great, there's like a jump scare in season 2 towards the end. That is like one of the freakiest things I've ever seen on film. Like, it's so good. God, it's so good.
Interesting.
Season 2 is mostly terrible. But
so I've heard.
But it's got moments that are just genius.
Now, David Lynch didn't do anything in season 2, correct?
Oh, no, he did a whole bunch. There's just a large portion in the middle where he's not involved with the show, and people are trying to write as though they are David Lynch, and they fail miserably at it.
Yep. Yeah, you can't fake insanity, people. Don't even try.
Kind of. That's pretty much exactly
you can only fake stupidity, never insanity.
Yeah.
And it's a valiant effort, but don't even try. Andy and the sheriff are going to have a contest to see who's got the bigger Adam's apple.
Oh, this is like the only time Andy's ever a competent officer.
Yeah. Oh, Andy, you actually added to the investigation for a moment. Thank you.
Wow, Andy, you were interrogating someone and, like, intimidating them a little? That's impressive.
You ever driven by a paper plant?
Yeah, it's not great. It's not pleasant.
No, it's not. It's not great at all. This scene makes no sense, and I think it's just to make you hate the older chick and be more sympathetic to the adulterating, Asian lady.
Yep.
Because where I can buy the school closing down, why would a mill full of adults that are working, whether or not she took the day off or not because she knew her, why would you shut the whole plant down?
I don't know. Everyone in the town knew each other.
I know, but the lady you're supposed to hate is the one making the most sense.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, they also try to soften her later, but they fail a little miserably on that.
She's supposed to be a quasi-victim of circumstance.
She fails miserably at trying to be softened.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, this is 1990 where, people still felt taboo about divorce and shit. Yeah. So, you're supposed to believe they're just this old bitter couple that hate each other. But, yeah. Although, seriously, if I was that dude's age and, I forget, what's this lady's name? I forget the character's name.
Josie.
Is it really Josie?
Josie.
Wow, that's terrible. Anyway, she's clearly not born in the States. Why is her name Josie?
Oh, when you come over and you don't speak the language, you can take an alternate name. It actually happens a lot with exchange students from Asia.
Does it really?
Yeah, they come over. Like, for example, my sister's school has a bunch of Chinese exchange students, and, like, a lot of them chose, like, weird American names, like Iris. There's, like, 3 of them are named Iris, because you can choose whatever your name is.
That seems really wrong. So, I mean, all the power to you if you want to do it. That just seems wrong to me, though.
Well, here's an explanation of why it could go horribly wrong otherwise. My mom's a teacher, and she used to teach a kid, and I swear to God, this is not a joke or a callback to, like, my friend of a friend who works at Nintendo said.
I'm with you. Okay.
My mom actually taught a kid whose name was F-U-K-Y-U. His name was Fuck You, and they brought him in to an actual school, and that they had to have a meeting with his parents to get him to be like, you have to do something.
We should all be forced to have to say his name and not laugh. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, like, that's often the reason why alternate names are chosen.
Fair enough. I'm just saying, it just seems wrong.
And I'm also reaching way, way far into this because they never.
Yeah, that is a very slight percentage. I'm sure is actually that big of a contrast between the language barriers.
Well, also they never say anything about why Josie's name is Josie, so I'm completely reading into that.
Right. So we got the second victim of the killer walking down a railroad track. And I can't remember, does this town have like a history of like missing people or something?
Kind of. A little bit.
Okay. Yeah, so there is some like background to this sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's. I don't want to explain it and give it away, but yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, because I can't remember where that second victim's story goes, if anywhere.
And this is why you can't take people under the stairs seriously, because it's Big Ed.
Oh, come on, you put him in a gimp suit, and you will take that bastard seriously.
Mama!
You get back under the stairs. Dun 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 dun.
I love that movie. This woman, Ed's wife, Nadine, she becomes the worst character.
I don't know if she's a bad character so much her character is bad.
You have not seen season 2.
Yeah, you're right. This is just my observation. We will.
In season 1, she is irritating. In season 2, things take a turn where she is violently the worst character.
She is now irredeemable.
Unbelievably irredeemable.
Gotcha.
Like, she is the most people writing as David Lynch.
Here we go.
Now out of honor.
You live in Washington, pal. It's not that far away from the forest. No, I can give it up for him. He's the original foodie in television.
He's fantastic in every level. There's nothing about Dale Cooper that I don't just love.
You think he's actually fucking Diane or wants to?
I still like the idea that Diane doesn't necessarily exist, even though I'm sure Diane definitely does.
Fair enough. I always thought he was calling his tape recorder Diane because he's insane. But, you seem damn sure that there is an analyst named Diane that goes over his investigations.
I assume so. I assume he mails these tapes back, even though they never show that. But I assume he mails cassettes to people.
Fair enough.
And the two were best friends ever since.
And yeah, Dale Cooper really should be getting a ton of totally due, I should say, respect, because he is the trope before the trope was made. The eccentric, FBI agent with a heart of gold.
Absolutely.
All he wants is the truth, and his methods were maybe crazy, are never cruel. You wouldn't get the X-Files if it wasn't for this show.
Actually, that's another great thing about this show. Fox Mulder, what the hell's his name? David Duchovny appears on this show as the. You never saw the David Duchovny episodes?
I don't remember it. Like I said, it's a long time ago.
Oh, man,
I've
it's
seen
great.
this.
Yeah, David Duchovny is also in it. The entire FBI in Twin Peaks is crazy. Everyone has an eccentricity that makes them like a weird, unique person, and like literally everyone. And even the movie, they even.
But shows like this, wow! Shows like this though really, really made Americans think that this is how the feds operate for like the longest time. If
this was what it was like to be in the FBI, I would have signed up immediately. Like, that would have been fantastic.
After these two shows were, had their sizable runs, I bet you applications to the feds were huge.
Got the disappointment level on finding out that everyone at the FBI was not crazy in some regard.
And it took them 30 years to find one criminal.
Like David Lynch's character is like deaf in like one ear and half deaf in the other, so he's constantly screaming.
What? Yep.
I'm gonna kiss this girl on the lips. Take a good look, Sonny.
You've being the fan, has obviously seen his short film collection, right?
Oh yeah.
The one with the freaking deaf cowboy finding the French guy on his land.
Yep. For the record, anyone who wants to watch that, it's on Hulu now in the Criterion Collection.
Yeah, don't pay money for it. Sorry, don't pay money for it.
If you like David Lynch, pay money for it. You'll like it.
If you like David Lynch, you've seen that already.
That's fair.
Oddly specific there, Cooper. I like how how diverse this northern New England town is. I.e., we have 2 black people that live here and one Asian.
It works out.
They all have upstanding jobs. They're either nurses or they own businesses. Of course, one of them is an adulterer, but
the sinner.
I don't know. This lady looks like she's on the up and up.
Well, she never really appears again, I don't think.
That's my point. They showed him already. There he goes. The non-hand of God. Lots of awkward silences and stares.
What?
Huh?
I'm listening.
I was commenting on the awkward silences and stares, and you automatically know this guy is a shitbag by the way Dale Cooper is staring at him. But the absolute creepiest gestures of this entire show is about to happen when this doctor decides to rub off the hula girl on his thigh.
Dr. Jacoby.
That's right. I'm wearing earplugs so that you understand I am hard of hearing, which makes no sense. There he goes, rubbing her off.
Gonna be honest, I never noticed that until you pointed it out, and now I'll never know.
How do you miss it, dude?
He's kind of crazy on all levels.
He's getting giddy talking about a corpse, and he starts to rub off the hula girl. I have to believe that's intentional.
I also have to believe that's intentional. I just hadn't noticed that part. You're right.
Oh, man, the non-hand of God has walked out of the building, and now the lights are flickering. For no reason. For no reason, there's a strobe light right now.
Well, they apologize for it.
And if you watch the lights in the background reflecting on the surfaces, it's not like an electrical short. You can see somebody's on the switches, just one at a time, going nuts with them. Did we have DNA tests in 1990?
We did, but it took like a week or so to get back.
Here's a pack of Marlboros. Did I say week? Because I meant 5 seconds. Because right there, son. There it is. That's killer DNA right there. Or at least somebody she was with right before she died. Yeah, and of course, in 1990, it's not like they could just do it in that hospital. They'd have to send it out to Washington to go through the federal database and blah, blah, blah.
Especially in a town where they clearly don't have the kind of real lab to do this in.
That's my point. It's like, it must have been such a great time to be a criminal, like, from, 1920 to 1985.
Can you
just
imagine
get
being
away
a
with
killer
murder?
before fingerprints did something?
Oh, dude.
I would have killed everyone.
The purge happened for real before people discovered fingerprints being, a great way to identify killers.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all I ever think. When you read these stories, and it's like when Sherlock Holmes doesn't have access to fingerprints or something. It's like, man, how did anyone ever get caught?
I love that we found the technology and used in criminal investigations, tracking the scarring of bullets to come out of, the muzzle of the gun, before we decided to look at our hands and go, hey, you know what? I bet you these are not identical. Roadhouse.
It could mean anything.
They're going to have a real good time.
What, Opie?
Drew Scanlon playing the dickhead.
Drew Scanlon, a good internet nerd reference for what this guy looks like, because boy does he.
That was Scott's joke originally, for the record. Yep. I will not steal it on his own show. That's not right.
We'll go with it. He does look like Drew, violently so.
The most gnarly of blonde mullets. Yeah!
I'm also an adulterer.
A lot of freaking affairs in this town, man.
Hey, what else are you going to do in Twin Peaks?
Apparently not watch TV.
No, very little of that.
Dude, I wonder, if we actually had honest documentation, if adultery levels went up or down after the invention or the commonplace television in every household.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Well, I bet they went up after the internet and Craigslist. But aside from that...
Yeah, but I think that's a momentary spike, not an overall long-lasting statistic.
Fair point.
Dude, did they steal her chocolate rabbits? Is that what is on that book?
Probably they took everything else.
I mean, is that your daughter's chocolate rabbits? Hawk deserved his own spin-off.
I was going to eat those. Yeah, well.
Yeah, well, state evidence now, fella. Sorry about your dead daughter.
Sorry about that. Native American Michael Madsen wants him, so that's what's going to happen. Couldn't be that idiot.
Back when people kept diaries where you could just info dump in a television show and it seemed totally okay.
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah. it seems plausible that an FBI guy would read this book out loud.
Yeah, it's like just a book of everything that happened during the day. Like, yeah, that's something people keep, which I guess it is. But...
You know, I kept the journal. Maybe it was court ordered, maybe it wasn't, but I kept the journal. But you know what? You don't put this distinctive evidence down in a journal. It's usually like their journal.
I'll be working
Today
at the brothel tonight with the cocaine dealer.
I'll be meeting Johnny X. That's EXEE. We'll be doing the cocaine exchange tonight at 9:12 p.m. Room 327.
Sure hope I don't get killed. Thanks, Diary.
It was chocolate bunnies! I was right! I swear I didn't know that was part of the plot. So this happens right after Easter?
Sure.
See, this confuses me too, and maybe it's explained later. They think they found the site where Laura was killed, right? That's why Andy's bawling his eyes out.
Yep.
But there's a bloody hammer in there, and she doesn't have any bruising or, like, bludgeon marks. We still don't know how she died.
What the hell? At least Rondette is hit with the hammer. Laura gets away.
Okay.
No, she doesn't. Rondette gets away. I don't know. I forget.
Rondette got away, but Laura's dead.
Yeah. I think they strangle her to death. I forget.
Okay. It seems weird that they would automatically assume, like, that, since they know there's two victims, it seems weird that they assume that this is the place Laura Palmer got killed.
Yeah.
By the way, in this scene, one of the most impressive one-hand typing I've ever seen. Tone it down there, fella.
Well, I believe him.
Yeah, most feds smile when they realize their number one suspect is not the guy who did it. Although I will give it up to Dale Cooper for just treating this kid like the asshole he is.
Yeah. And the best is Dale continues to hate him throughout the entire series and never actually verbalizes it, just clearly hates his guy.
Dale Cooper is a instant judge of character, and, like, he's right. And that's the weird part about it.
Every time. If Dale doesn't like you, you are a bad guy. Like, he's 100% correct.
If he's staring at you with the beady eyes as he's meeting you for the first time, you know you're a future villain. You're like, yeah, you're bad.
Oh, man. Did I do this? I did this. I must have done this.
Stupid white girl dance. Offer tits twice, why? There it is. Look at it. The most fanciest of typing.
I believe he could do it.
If anyone could, Dale Cooper could.
Wow, typed that on a calculator.
It's impressive. That must be one of them Texas Instruments calculators. You know, them things are like $200 back in this year.
Like TI-83 FBI warranted calculator.
I played Carmen San Diego. I know how those things work. Warrant issued. Again, incredibly high fidelity for a 1990s tape recorder.
Never mind that. They're able to take the reflection from her eye there.
That's my point. Like, unbelievable high fidelity in this tape.
Looks like you're screwed.
What a bitch. She's all into it. Look at her. And nobody notices. You would be a bitch. That's what would happen. So, did they ever get into why Audrey is just this raging bitch?
Oh, because her father is an awful man.
I got that, but it's just strictly to sabotage her father. Then.
Yes,
Okay.
it's specifically to screw over her father.
Okay. There is literally a buffet spread on a table that nobody's touching, because this is clearly a business meeting.
Yeah, it's a business meeting.
What a wasteful thing. Jesus Christ.
No, that's usually what they're like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What to know? I'm not invited to meetings for my business. That is a hell of a bra this chick is wearing.
Isn't it, though?
It just friggin' like a Madonna-level cones poking out. Let me put it in words that you understand. Bork, bork, bork.
Jesus Christ.
Once again, let's info dump really illegal information in the middle of the damn police office. Can't trust you for nothing, Nopi. No 17-year-old ever walked or talked with as much authority as this asshole is putting out right now.
Well, he is fairly involved in some dark stuff that happens, and then they pretend like it doesn't exist.
Fair enough, but...
Like, he does something in the course of this show that should completely change how you view his character, and then it's just treated like it never happened.
You're greatly dug into my back rub by the stove time there, son. You know, for military intelligence, you seem awfully clueless, fella. What do you think David Lynch was trying to tell us in that scene?
Project Blue Book.
Damn, you outwitted me. Once again, the Laura Palmer piano music.
Whole soundtrack is terrific.
This is murder seriousness.
Also, for the movie, they recast Donna, and it's weird as hell.
Really?
Yeah, Laura Flynn Boyle couldn't come back for it for some reason, and they got a new woman to play Donna, and it's weird as hell.
That 3-part movie idea was just doomed from the get-go, huh?
It was not a brilliant plan for something that had basically just bombed off the air.
It's ambitious, I'll give it that, but...
Yep.
TV to film, one and you're done, man. Statistically, doesn't seem to go in much further than that.
Nope.
And even then, not really great, with the exception of the first X-Files movie.
Yeah.
Which was okay, but not necessary to enjoy the show.
Really?
Now, I wonder when this was on broadcast television for the first time, if people even had high enough fidelity TVs to see the outline of that motorcycle when they showed that scene.
Looks like a hog to me. Just go with it, audience.
Zoolander. That's what this kid reminds me of. Derek Zoolander. The same stupid fucking haircut and a doofus-looking face.
He does look a little like Derek Zoolander. I'll give you that.
Oh, man. That was bugging me. Like, what does he remind me of? Hee, my daddy's broke now. We're all going to be homeless. Such terrible childish glee for ruining her family's livelihood.
Well, that's what you get in the Horn household. Old Ben and Jerry Horn.
It's literally taking them 7 hours before they decide to, breach the perimeter. Check out those 1980s mag lights.
I don't know if the mag light has really advanced in technology all that much even today.
They've gone from gunmetal to black.
I'll give you that.
The killer was a carpenter. There, I solved it. You know what's funny? Our pal Greg has actually spoiled Who Killed Laura Palmer for me, but I've already forgotten what he said. Yeah.
That's good because, man, I love that reveal.
I don't even remember the actual significance of that saying, "Fire walk with me."
It doesn't become clear until much, much later.
I figured as much. I must have seen the first half of this season 30 times, but yeah. Can't turn left, man. I will never not see Zoolander in him now.
Yeah, me neither. That's pretty good.
Niagara Falls. Slowly I turn. Oh, this isn't... Oh, is this the infamous baguette scene? No, it's not.
No.
That's next episode.
Yeah, that might be next episode.
Yeah.
It's when Jerry comes back to town.
Yes, I couldn't remember if that's this or not. No, because they're all at the table for that scene. Which, by the way, do you ever do that when with your mother? Sit by the side of her when you're at breakfast?
Well, I guess we don't often have a table where maids have set it for us, so...
Okay, fair enough.
I feel like maybe you organize the table differently.
The maid's really concerned for this family. They kind of want the bonding to happen. Why not? Yeah, just acknowledge it for a second, and fuck it. We're not going to look at it again. So, Scott, let's dive into this. What do you think the significance of that is?
What? The fact that the deer head fell?
Yeah,
I think weird for the sake of weird.
I think so as well.
Because she point blank just goes like, oh, it fell down, and that's it.
Yeah, there's no point to it, right?
No.
It's not like God or Satan walked through the room and caused the head to fall, right?
It could have actually, no, it could have actually just fallen on set, and they just went, put it on the table and just acknowledge it, and then who cares?
You know, you make a good, interesting point. I wonder how much of the bizarreness is just like accidents that they decided to leave in.
Yeah, just leave it. It's fine.
No, it couldn't have been Satan. So far, Satan's just hiding underneath Laura Palmer's bed. He hasn't been to the police station yet. And we know God's in the hospital, so, yes. The best magazine ever. Flesh World. Scott, you're slightly older than I. Were there brothel magazines back in the early 90s?
I mean, probably. I mean,
Yeah.
in the early 90s, I probably wouldn't have been the demographic to be given brothel magazines, but...
I know, but you might have been aware of them.
I'm going to assume them to be real, because
Okay.
I mean, I know that people used to find this kind of stuff from the back of, what the hell is the damn... the Village Voice, I know, has, like, advertisements for hookers and stuff in it, so there probably was just zines and publications that they put out for them.
Yeah, I was curious if they merited their own magazine.
I'm sure. Probably.
All right, this dude may be the worst character in the whole damn show.
Yeah, Leo sucks real bad, but...
Leo, despite being a horrible character, is actually a horrible actor playing the horrible character.
Well, I mean, they dumb his role down a lot later.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Like he doesn't seem that intimidating. Like, I really think she's got a chance to take him. Listen, you French-Canadian fuck. He ain't that tough, pal. With your frilly hair over your left eye. I think he becomes the shitty new boyfriend in the movie High Fidelity.
Is he?
He really looks like him, dude. And maybe I'm just basing that off the haircut.
No.
But,
no, you're talking about Tim Robbins, aren't you?
I don't know. No. That
Get your
Tim Robbins.
patchouli stink out of my store.
Yeah.
Tim Robbins.
Oh, is it?
Definitely
Damn it. God, that lady chooses a weird-ass obsession.
And here's the scene from Deadly Premonition. FK in the coffee. Clear as a spring day.
Dale Cooper's got a good eye for ladies, too. Good for him.
Nice. Hey, who's Asian Superman?
That's mean.
She needs to get a haircut, I agree. But
She is cute, though, man. You got
yes, I agree. She is. She also has a Bruce Wayne cut.
It was the 90s, man. The ladies were into the I'm a businessman look. What can you say? Dale Cooper's got a very Adam West sense to him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. He seems like an Adam West you should take seriously.
Yeah. First appearance of the Log Lady, by the way.
Yep.
This is the bet. Like, blatant disregard for the mayor. He's just some chucklehead that no one gives two shits about. Hi, I'm old and senile. Thanks for voting me into office. You know, maybe it's just because I'm looking at the cowboy hat, but you know what would be a cool crossover to do for a series? Twin Peaks meets Justified.
I actually just started watching Justified.
How do you like it?
It's pretty good. I like it.
Thought so. We'll talk about that later on a different show.
We will. We will not just break into a Twin Peaks discussion that becomes a Justified discussion.
No, I'm just thinking that'd be a cool mashup. Like, I bet you can make those flavors blend.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. And it really doesn't turn into a witch hunt, does it? Like, for a bunch of backwater, like, yokels, they kind of have their shit pretty wired.
Yeah, that's the beauty. In Fire Walk with Me, they go to a town that's like Twin Peaks, except everything is the complete opposite reaction that everyone has.
Everything's what you're expecting?
Yeah, everything is what you would see in any other movie. Whoa, watch the hand there, Doc. Just getting all up on Zooey Deschanel's mom.
Dude, he is getting handsy with every lady in the show.
Well, that's his wife.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I guess this is the one lady it's okay to get handsy with.
I think these are Donna's parents.
And now we know why he gets handsy with everybody else as we see his wife in the wheelchair. That's horrible. I like that they got a fire going before he started talking to her about this investigation.
Well, maybe she just kind of sits in front of the fire all day. I mean, she is in the wheelchair, and I don't think she has a job. So
I know, but this is 1990. Like it's not like it's the turn of the century, and she literally can't do anything.
It's a paper mining town, dude. Who knows?
They have electricity. There is television.
I didn't say they were complete cavemen. I'm just saying maybe they just like the fire a lot.
On Wednesdays, we have a lottery and stone to death the winner. That's what passes for entertainment in our town.
For the record, Ben Horn owns the hotel, and that's the biggest business in town.
Fair enough. Fine.
And a brothel, but whatever. We'll get into that later.
Well, the brothel's technically just outside of town, which is smart. Don't want to pay taxes. You want to keep that shit off the grid.
And yet everyone knows about it, yet no one knows about it.
Well, because, when half your student body is going there for a part-time job.
Yeah.
Speaking of, wow, okay, they enter the one ugly girl in this damn show.
I actually think they write her off after this because I forget whether or not Donna's sister's ever referenced again.
I don't remember her ever showing up.
I don't remember her again.
Yeah.
I think they just acknowledge her as never existing again, and then that's it.
For as good of a show this is, it definitely makes a lot of show mistakes. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You really get the sense that every bit of every recording was a work in progress.
Yeah. You know what?
Right down to the samurai cat there, which is just kind of awesome.
Why not?
Why not?
You know what? I actually don't think they write this girl off the show because I think there's something they do with her in season 2, like playing piano or dancing or something like that.
Nothing of real note, though.
No, nothing of note. Like, she doesn't need to be here.
Like, she's probably the actual daughter of one of the producers of the show, and they're just like, can you just get her a bit part in here?
Probably.
Who are you talking to?
The cat.
Crazy people all over this town.
I like that in episode 1, Bobby, legitimately has a henchman.
I'm going to stand on top of my own car, because that's what type of rebel I am. I don't like you, you hooligan.
And...
Yeah, that's right. Now, I was pretty much a stereotypical shithead teenager, but I don't think I ever, in the entirety of my life, drove up to my would-be girlfriend's house and just instantly threw beer cans out my car window as I got there, while my asshole friend stood on the hood pretending to surf.
Or if you were smart enough to be like, well, you know what? I need you to go and be my representative at the door. That way we can calmly get her outside. I would do the smart thing and not surf while drunk on my own hood.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been that drunk, to be honest with you, to think that was a good idea.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And I, sir, have been plenty drunk. By the way, the most boring, plain bedroom I've ever seen in my life. Oh, you're falling for the ruse, Dad.
Okay, that sounds like a threat, but all right, I guess she's at the Roadhouse.
Well, you boys look like you've been drinking, but yeah, you should totally get behind that wheel and go peruse the whorehouse to see if you can find my. I know it's the bar they're going to, not the whorehouse. My bad.
Yeah, the whorehouse is called One-Eyed Jack's.
Ghostbusters, what do you want? All right, which one do you think got the hand job first in that car? They never go forward with that, do they?
Nope.
Like the much more than a buddy cop relation that these two have.
They kind of. I mean, they do, but no, they are just weird super best friends.
In another decade, dude, in another television show, we could have been more. I mean, I get it. I get the whole, Jay Silent Bob relation the two have, but.
Well, I'm going to throw this out. The way Sheriff Harry's relationship wraps up with Josie is unsatisfying.
Gotcha. You know what it is? It's all the sheriff. The way he looks at Cooper with the wanting eyes is just too creepy.
Oh, he is totally in love with Cooper.
Oh, he is. And more so than just wants to be him. He's like, I want to be in him.
Yep. Let's all go here to the one restaurant in town.
I know. No wonder rumors start spreading in this town so quick.
You could not cheat on your spouse effectively in this town under any circumstances. Where are you going to go? I guess we'll go to that one restaurant. What, my restaurant, the diner? No, a fancy restaurant. The other one.
Everybody has such high esteem for that old-fashioned American-style way of living, but the truth of it, I really can't think of anything more horrible or annoying. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know, man. I watch this show, and I don't normally think about small-town life being awesome, but God, I love Twin Peaks so much. I'm like, oh my God, I could live here immediately. I'm completely with Cooper.
Did you ever see the television reality game show?
Oh.
No, Murder in Small Town X, which was basically somebody said, let's take a town and turn it into Twin Peaks the game.
I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
Not many people watched it because it literally aired the week of 9/11.
Great.
Yeah, I know. Not a great time where people were watching television, or at least something that wasn't the news. But the show had potential, dude. It had, the...
Maybe someone will try it again. Again, this was what David Lynch was like. This is probably where everyone wants to hang out, particularly the biker gangs.
Oh, of course. That's why the singer is wearing the leather.
Oh, yeah. This is a biker band. All the bikers in town are here.
Well, it's good to be multi-diversive. Bikers don't just want to listen to,
You're right.
old school metal and then, the devil went down to Georgia.
I mean,
but for the most part, they do.
But for the best part is that they never have the other element. They're just only at a cabaret club. This is literally the only entertainment available in town.
Well, like you said, when it's the only bar in town, you kind of got to do what the manager says.
Fair point.
In all fairness, I bet you keeps crime down when the biker gangs are all these altruistic righteous dudes. It's well, okay, we're just gonna shit all over the stereotypes, aren't we?
Here we go. All the Bookhouse boys are good guys.
I like that idea.
That's great. Everything. I love this show. Love it.
I like the idea where the jock prissy boys are the assholes, and the dropout biker gang for some reason are the ones who are concerned about the drug trafficking from Canada.
Yeah, like the biker gangs are all like they're part of a secret organization keeping crime out of Twin Peaks.
They're the fucking Assassin's Guild. Paladins in their own right, meanie. That's what they are.
Yep.
Dude, get that hair under control, will you? I ought to do something. Don't make me put on my gimp suit and chase you into the crawl space.
Yeah, I don't know how Bobby and guy's name I forget.
Drew.
I don't know how Bobby and Drew Scanlon make it out of here because they should clearly be beaten unmercifully.
Yeah, I know. Well, again, if your biker gangs do nothing but listen to cabaret bullshit,
fair point.
Then maybe you get kind of wussified, which is clearly the case of what's going down here.
Man, I was really hoping for a second encore, but let's get out of here.
You're all right, Sheriff.
Yeah, holding their own against 50 men.
Yeah,
technically finally lost, but in enough time for cops to show up from the other end of town.
Say what you want about Drew not being as good as Ryan, at least he can take a punch.
That's right. Oh.
Kid's trying, guys. He's trying. Give him some credit.
I don't have anything against Drew Scanlon. He's a fine man.
He is. He is a great addition to that show.
God, I miss Ryan.
Yeah, of course you do. I'm only mentioning it because it is now 1 week to the day where we all found out about it.
Yep.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, good. Avoid the heartache.
Yeah, don't find out.
Nope. God damn the trees, man. Everything's so green. I always imagined Dale Cooper was actually speedballing. I wonder, you know how, you get the old trope of, the old-timey detectives doing opium to help them, figure out shit?
Okay. I'll let you, another another thing about the movie Fire Walk with Me. In addition to all the FBI being crazy, David Bowie has an extremely brief, unexplained cameo as another FBI agent, and he is in, full 1992 David Bowie costume. Just huge Johnny Suede hair going on.
Clearly nuts. Clearly Bowie was chasing the dragon before the scene.
Oh my God. And wildly also not American. That's also very key.
Yeah, I know you don't have an answer to this, but I think you have to be born an American to be an FBI agent.
I don't know. I'm not really quite sure. I mean, I know Patrick Stewart, of course, leads the CIA in American Dad, so it has to be true.
But of course. But American Dad, that's a universe that, maybe we should do American Dad for this show at some point.
We can't ruin American Dad by talking through it. God, it's the best.
American Dad's pretty good.
American Dad is a terrific program.
Pretty good.
Any of you, if you don't watch American Dad because you hate Seth MacFarlane or Family Guy, you're making a mistake.
Yeah, you're cheating yourself. I understand the hate. I'm just saying you're cheating yourself.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Twin Peaks.
Yep. All right. What is this? This chick reminds me of another actress, Winona Ryder, in this scene.
In this scene, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Other than that, I always say Joan Cusack because I'm cruel.
You are cruel. You don't have a nice thing to say except for one lady in this damn show, do you?
I've had nice things to say about everybody.
Fair enough.
Except Donna.
I'm so confused, Zoolander. Stop looking like a dope with his fucking foot stuck in a bear trap.
Merman.
Okay. You know the lead singer of Creed? You know that dopey face he makes in every picture he's ever been in? That is what this kid has been making this entire episode.
You know what? You should just stop at Zoolander because that's 100% accurate. I can't find it is Zoolander that's going to bother me now the rest of the series.
Is it really?
It's kind of going to bug the shit out of me because hyperbolic Arnold Schwarzenegger worked for me before, but I think Zoolander actually works.
Zoolander's much more accurate. He's got the same dopey look. It's the stupid spiked back hair and the dopey look.
The fact that he's supposed to be 18 years old and his hairline's receding.
Hey, you know what? Some people have to deal with that in real life, asshole.
Yeah. You know what, though?
What's up?
This man is clearly designed to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in this show.
Fair enough. I guess in all honesty, Zoolander looks like him. He did come first.
It's true.
I changed my mind. I didn't mean to kill her. Oops. I'm sorry. For a minute, you looked like a midget with a clubbed foot. Again, this damn piano song at the most inappropriate times.
Oh, this bit's fine. They're both sad about their dead friend.
It's just
Get
weird.
out of your mind. This song rules and fits.
It's just weird. Maybe I just have a problem with pianos. I don't know.
Since the accident.
Pianos took my mother from me.
Jesus Christ. Will we bury it deep? Nah.
No. About as deep as a Pauly Shore film right here. Oh, snap! Harsh words being spoken.
All right, that's...
Bury it a little deeper, son.
No,
I mean,
that's
come
good.
on.
That's fine. No, it'll find
That'll never wash up.
Thanks for your help, Donna.
Good job. Thanks for bringing the evidence back and leading the cops right to where I buried it. So, like, was Schwarzenegger Jr. here, like, a client of Palmer's? Is that the deal? And then they fell in love or something? Like,
They went to the same high school, and she happened to be dating him and was, for some reason, best friends with Donna. Even though Laura Palmer's life was so dark, her friendship with both of them doesn't make any sense.
okay, yeah, it is a bit confusing. You can see where I'm kind of,
Oh,
like,
no, I
all right.
like the Donna James connection to Laura Palmer doesn't make any sense because there's no reason they would ever want to hang out together.
Yeah, just odd. But you know, in 2 episodes, we're going to get into a meta story of God fighting the devil, and none of this is even going to fucking matter.
Nope.
Like, the pilot's almost got nothing to do with what this story actually becomes. Well, bitch, maybe if you didn't lie to a Fed, which is a felony, none of this would have happened.
Let it go.
They do, so yeah, why not? That Dale Cooper's an okay guy, you know. He could technically ruin this woman's life in a mandatory 30 years in a federal prison, but he's not gonna.
Yeah, he doesn't bring you up for any charges but murder.
No, that's good. That's what I like out of my Feds.
Yeah, me too.
I want Hawk to be the asshole and everyone else to be the good guy. I turned left. He actually made the look! He made the look as they take him away!
He did give the look. God damn it.
It's so great. Now this is something that cops would only do if they really hated you.
Yeah.
And that's put you so that you could actually see each other with people you know you're in there for hating. You know?
I actually, hang on a sec, because I love this. This
Okay.
This symbiotic thought pattern where they both figure out that they're going to bark like dogs.
Gotcha. Yep.
Huh. Thought it happened there.
Next scene. I love how forgiving the father is. Again, that she lied to a Fed and technically could be looking at 30 years in a federal jail.
They're not going to put her in jail.
This is a small town USA. Nobody goes to jail for more than 30 days. Murder happens all the time, but nobody goes to jail. Now, I really don't understand why she needs to keep her secret love a secret here. The dude seems like a pretty upstanding guy.
He seems like it, but I guess it looks bad to everyone else. I don't know.
Why? Because he owns a motorcycle?
Well, because he also is unhinged, and I don't know, dude.
Not really. He
No,
seems like his unhingedness. The only time his unhingedness comes across is when he doesn't want to go to a funeral to a woman he loved.
All right, he's the Ryder Strong of Twin Peaks. What can I say?
That seems okay. That seems like something that would tear a person up from the inside. That's definitely more practical than leaving the donuts in the box.
Hey, you leave Lucy alone. She's got to do something in the morning.
Gotta earn her money somehow. I also get the idea that Dale Cooper is bulimic.
Yeah, that's possible.
It's very possible. The dude is obsessed with food, but thin as a rail. And he only eats the shittiest of shitty things.
God, he's the best.
He is what every red-blooded American wants to be.
He really is. Dale Cooper's the father of every kid in this town.
What a twist. Here you go. Merman.
I guess we're doing the dog thing. I'll do it too. Oh, Bobby. How wildly unintimidating.
Thug life, son.
Yet again, he did survive that bar beating pretty well.
Yeah, fair enough. Without a scratch on either of them,
no, not at all. They are both fine.
Their clothes are barely roughed up. You could walk into your grandmother's house looking like them and nobody would be aware that you had done something.
Nope.
It's just... Oh, you fine foxy thing, you.
I hope I don't turn into a doorknob. What?
Yeah,
I hope that doesn't happen. That'd be stupid.
I was going to make a hair gel joke and how we can balance the beer on it, but that would just be low-hanging fruit at this point, wouldn't it?
I feel like it. I feel like we've done enough hair gel jokes.
Yeah, I know. Maybe if I had thought about it earlier this episode. Oh, well. Here, chew on that, audience. You can hear Matt fail mid-joke. All right, this might be creepy, but is anyone else getting really turned on looking at that rock? Or piece of wood, whatever the hell that is. Fucking whale turd that washed up on shore.
Well,
Here we go.
This might be it. Maybe.
It's the end of this, wherever this leads to. I think that's the end of the episode, too.
Yeah, this is almost the end.
It's how you end an episode. Show the devil. Yeah, here we go.
It's a pretty lame devil.
Let me turn my volume down because this is the one time it gets loud.
And there you have it, folks. The first episode of Twin Peaks.
Yes.
Ah, God, I love this show. And hang on, let's turn this off to make sure episode 2 doesn't start immediately.
That's a good idea. Let's do that. off.
So anyway, thanks for joining us on our inaugural episode. We're actually going to go through these one episode each, week by week, see if we can make it through the full Twin Peaks series, and hopefully we'll shut up a little bit more in the future episodes, particularly as we get to the ones that Matt has not seen yet.
Yeah, that's probably likely to happen if I don't know it, but as far as being quiet, yeah, don't hold your breath.
I tried, folks. I tried.
Hey, as we said at the beginning, if this is your inaugural run, watch the show first and then watch a commentary track to it, because
I can't deny with that.
You listen to commentary to hear the commentary.
Yep. Yeah, you absolutely should not be watching this with us for your first time, for God's sake.
Mm-hmm.
But at any rate,
it's pretty bad.
But at any rate, that's our episode, I guess. So thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week with another episode of whatever the hell we're calling this Twin Peaks commentary track thinger.
We'll have a name by the time it comes up. We guarantee it.
You guarantee you'll know the name before we do. Wait, maybe.
Possibly. Good night, folks.
Good night, folks. You can find me at purefiller.com.
And I will read off the other thing of the follow-up podcast we were going to do. Let's just keep the commentary at the commentary. Thanks for coming to purefiller.com to listen, though.
Thank you.